And this is a look at the bracket. The result means an MLS team will reach the final for only the 5th time, because Seattle will now take on fellow MLS side NYC FC. And on the other side of the bracket, as you can see, it's an all-Liga MX affair. It is Cruz Azul taking on Pumas, the winner of each facing in that final. Casey Keller joining us now. One thing that we do know, Casey Keller guaranteed that Seattle were going to go all the way this year, Casey.
What?
It's starting to look that way. How confident are you?
Well, the Sounders, I thought the way they played against León in the first leg was one of the best performances I've seen them play in years. It was different from the way they normally play. They just said, you know what, we'll let you have possession, we'll look for our opportunities on the counter, and they really should have won the match by 4 or 5. It was that comfortable. And then, to go down to León, obviously a difficult place to play. León aren't in the best of form at the moment, but still, to go down there, do exactly the same thing. 35% possession or so, but just be really professional in the performance. And so excited to see the way the Sounders are playing at the moment after a slower start in the league, but still, it's going to be a tough. NYCFC, last year's champions, will have a lot to prove, but Sounders will come through.
Is this the year, LA, for an MLS team to win the CONCACAF Champions League?
If only we had had this conversation for the last 5 years and
the
last
next
10
5.
years. It's always going to come up. Is this a year until it gets done? And so if you're MLS, then you start thinking, okay, who would be the team that would be better suited to be able to contend against whatever Mexican team comes from the other side? Now, to Casey's point, the way that Seattle approached the 2 games against León, where there was healthy respect but no fear, no intimidation, and a lot of times for the MLS teams against Liga MX teams, even before they show up on the field, there is a level of intimidation and you're already losing 1-0. Seattle, there was a true game plan and identity that they wanted to put out on the field. They were able to execute it. As NYCFC, if you're thinking as to who would be the best candidate from MLS, NYCFC against Comunicaciones was a disaster away from home. And they almost pulled off a shocker in the wrong direction. Eventually, they get through on away goals, but they looked awful. So you have to imagine, from what we have seen over the last couple of weeks, that Seattle would be better suited than NYCFC, but then it's a matter on the day and on the couple of legs that you're going to have to play to be able to execute in the manner in which they did against León.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and of course, ESPN FC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN+.